Do you know how to articulate your value in an interview? Today, I am going to share some advice on answering a very important interview question. Why should we hire you? In this video, I'll explain how and why employers ask this question, the three pieces of information they are listening for in an answer, and the best strategy for preparing for this question. Make sure you stay tuned till the end, where I'll provide a complete example and a common mistake. How and why do interviewers ask this question? First, let me explain how and why employers present this question. As for how they ask, employers typically ask it at the end of an interview, and instead of directly asking, why should we hire you? They may also frame it in one of the following ways. What makes you the best candidate for this position? What can you offer our company that others can't? Why are you a good fit for this role? How can our team benefit from you joining us? Now, as for why they ask, there are three important pieces of information employers are listening for in a response. They want to understand your value in terms of your strengths, accomplishments, and qualifications. They want to see how well you understand what the role is and the needs of the job. They want to give you one last opportunity to sell yourself as the best candidate for this position. Remember, they want you to be the best candidate so that they can end their hiring search. Because of these reasons, your answer to this question should address the unique skills and experience you offer in this particular position and why your values align with the company's. So let's talk about how to do that. My first tip for answering the interview question, why should we hire you, is to research the company and study the job description. Before we move on, we'd love to hear from you. Is this information helpful? Let us know by liking and subscribing to see more videos like this on our channel. Tip number one, research the role and the company. If you have watched our job interview guide, you know that the goal of the question and answer portion of an interview is to understand two things. Are you qualified for the role? And do you align with the company's values? This question is no exception. The best way to demonstrate to the employer that you meet these two criteria is to both research the company and study the job posting. When you research the company, you want to learn the company's mission and goals. You want to be able to make a connection between you and the company. Look for any information that will help you explain how you share their values and can ultimately help them accomplish their goals. Starting with the company website. Take a look at their About page. Most companies will display their mission statement at the top of the page, or you may even see a theme repeated throughout the website. For example, at Indeed, the mission is to help people get jobs. Every person who works at the company supports this mission. So if you were applying for a job at Indeed, you could make a connection to being service minded and listening to your customers and clients to address their needs. When you review the job posting, look for commonalities between what the company is seeking in a candidate and the qualities, experiences, and skills that you possess. Start with reviewing the required skills and experience. Think about three of your own qualities and experiences that match closest to what they have listed. Identifying these in the research phase will help you build talking points for the interview. Another important note here, pay special attention to the preferred skills. On a job description, the required skills are the must haves, they are the minimum requirements. So the preferred skills can be viewed as nice to haves. These are the special qualifications they know not everyone has. But for those who have them, it would make them more qualified for the role. If you have any preferred skills, be sure to mention those in your response because they are considered as icing on the cake and could help you stand out from other applicants. You might also see the company's mission statement included in the posting. This is common as each role in company should support this mission in its own way. Start to think about how you have supported a mission like theirs in your previous roles. This is going to prepare you for tip number 2. My next tip for answering the interview question, why should we hire you, is to highlight your proven impact. As you prepare your answer for the question, aim to explain how your experience, skills, and character traits make you the best candidate. Just like when you're crafting a bullet point to include on your resume, you need to do more than list the experience. You want to provide a background and demonstrate impact by quantifying your accomplishments, skills, and experience with numerical data. For example, if you're interviewing for a marketing associate position and one of the preferred skills is working with certain software, instead of just saying, I have experience working with this software, you would want to share the details of the experience, such as the number of months or years you have used the software, your level of experience with the software, like if you're a system administrator or you could modify and add new features, the number of team members you train to use the software. If you don't have direct experience working with a specific requirement, you can still draw a comparison to a similar qualification. Let's take our software example. Perhaps you have never worked with that specific software, but you have experience using a similar one. Speak to how quickly you were able to learn the new system and how frequently you use it. This can still paint a picture for the interviewer of your experience using similar tools and your ability to learn new tools and adapt to new situations, qualities that could still make you a good fit for the role. The goal is to provide enough context so the interviewer can see if you're qualified for the position. Quantifying accomplishments and experience helps to do that. This applies to character traits as well. If you are applying for a role that mentions being service minded, speak to the number of years you supported clients or worked in a customer facing role. For example, let's say you in your current role support customers through an online chat and you are applying for a client success position at a new company. You can say, I'm personally driven to leave customers feeling like their concerns have been heard and resolved to the best of my ability. This is demonstrated through my 98.7% customer satisfaction rating I received last month after responding to over 200 customer chats with an average response time of under 90 seconds. In the best case scenario, you can tie a quantifiable impact to your work, but I know that's not always possible. There are certain roles that don't have numerical metrics, or it's just not easy to quantify the impact of the work. In this instance, just focus on the positive outcome. On a resume, a formula that I like to use to show impact in a bullet point is strong verb, what you did, more details, reason, outcome, or quantified results. In an interview setting, it would be more along the lines of personal attribute statement, followed by work example with supporting detail, positive outcome with quantifiable results when possible. Let's see how that works. Let's say you are a UX designer candidate. When answering a question like, why should we hire you? You can speak to the personal attributes here. Here's an example. I have always been fascinated by the idea of combining tech and creativity. And over the years, I have had a keen interest in combining these to help people connect more effortlessly with tech. Because I believe tech can help make lives better, and I would love to contribute to that process. The way you speak about yourself should align closely with the job description. Identify example in your work history, education, or training that you can share with your interviewers to illustrate the characteristics and skills you have that match with the characteristics or skills they are looking for. This leads me to my third tip for answering the interview question, why should we hire you? Speak confidently about what makes you uniquely qualified. In other words, sell. What sets you apart from other candidates? This is the question that you're really answering when an interviewer asks, why should we hire you? Think back to the research you conducted on the company and the role in step one. The three main points about your skills and experience you identified in step two can be used to create talking points. This should also remove any self doubt that you aren't qualified for the role. You have already made connections between yourself and the job. Now you just have to sell it. Be confident. This tip applies to any interview situation. You know why you're qualified for the role, so be confident as you speak. Confidence builds trust, and interviewers want to know you are trustworthy. Project confidence by making eye contact with the interviewer. Take notice of your posture. Sit up straight with your shoulders back. I always like to imagine that there's an imaginary string on the top of my head that I can pull and correct my posture. Even further, project your voice and speak clearly and slowly. Keep your hands steady and avoid fidgeting or using distracting hand gestures. Body language is just as important in an interview or a video call, where your face is often all an employer can see. Try to remember to look directly into your camera. This communicates that you are engaged and care about what the interviewer has to say. Placing a few books under your computer is a great way to ensure your camera is at eye height. Now, let's talk about what to do if you're growing or transitioning into your career and don't quite meet the qualifications or preferred experience the company is looking for. If you have found yourself in an interview, there's something on your resume that attracted the attention of the recruiter. Remind yourself of that. As you prepare for the interview, take another look at your resume and remind yourself about the transferable skills you have that apply to the role. It's not always direct experience that gets you a job. Sometimes it comes down to a willingness to learn, proven adaptability, and a positive and confident attitude. In addition to focusing on transferable skills and exact qualifications that you have, consider explaining how your different or unique background positions you to offer a fresh and valuable perspective. Now that you understand how and why employers ask, "Why should we hire you?" and you know how to prepare, let's look at an example. If you're a recent graduate, you could say, "I have recently graduated with a bachelor's in communications, and I'm passionate about developing innovative and user centric email marketing campaigns. My internship as an email marketer for a PR firm equipped me with the experience of creating impactful content in a fast paced environment. I was able to develop and execute an email campaign that improved engagement rate by 10%. This experience, in addition to the knowledge I gained in college about creating, testing, and managing campaigns to increase sales, improve brand loyalty, and deliver important information to customers, makes me confident that I would be a valuable asset to your email marketing team." If you're a case manager, you could say, "You should hire me for this role because of my proven ability to maintain strong interpersonal relationships with several clients. I'm passionate about providing care to those in need in my community, which keeps me motivated and excited about doing my best work. For the last 3 years, I have managed a caseload of 30 clients. I understand that you need a candidate who can be consistently available for events in clients' lives. I have a 100% attendance rate for weekly case proceedings and meetings for my clients. In addition, I can bring leadership experience to your team, having trained over 15 hires to become familiar with day-to-day operations and to feel comfortable in their new roles." For additional advice on how to answer common interview questions, be sure to check out the video we have on the topic. Bonus tip: focus on you. One of the most common mistakes I see people make when answering this question is to speak about other candidates. I can see how this happens. When answering why you think you are the best person for the job, it's natural to think about what makes others less qualified. But the purpose of your interview is to present yourself at your best. Use I statements in your answer. And when you're speaking about unique qualifications or the different perspectives you can offer, let them stand on their own value. It can be especially hard to avoid this when you are applying for an internal position. For example, let's say you're applying for a promotion to a leadership position and you know that you have a better rapport with the team than the other person interviewing. You don't need to say that outright to make your point. Concentrate on yourself. Focus on sharing how teammates already come to you for guidance. Share how you created a systems training that became part of the onboarding process for new team members. These are things that you have done that make you uniquely qualified for the position. Now let's recap. My tips for answering "Why should we hire you?" are: research the role and study the job description, highlight your proven impact, speak confidently what makes you uniquely qualified, don't speak about other candidates, and focus on you. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe down below. And for more tips on interviewing, I recommend checking out the playlist here. I hope you're able to apply the tips in this video to your interview preparations. The ability to present yourself as the best qualified candidate comes down to research, self-awareness, and confidence. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.